You remember how Republicans are always just like, come here legally, bro. Follow the legal process, bro. Do it legally, 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 legally. All right. But we see time and time again that immigrants who do attempt or just straight up follow the legal process of getting here are still subject to not only being deported, but also being deported to a slave labor camp, CCOT, or being sent to Gitmo, or being sent to some fucking random ass country like Libya or some shit. Like, what is going on here? And at the same time, hey, white South Afrikaners, come on in. We want you. We see you poor South Afrikaners. We see you are a textbook definition of refugee status. But these Haitians, these Venezuelans, even though Haiti's a failed state and doesn't even have a government right now, government right now, and literally they are under gang control. No, you guys, your country's safe. What are we talking about? Go back. So the stories I'm going to read here are absolutely just, I'm at a loss for words on how to describe this shit. Let's start. First story here I want to cover from CNBC. Trump administration tells 500,000 immigrants to self-deport after revoking protections. So these were people who were here legally. They followed the legal process. They had legal status here. Let's read. The Trump administration began sending termination notices Thursday to about 500,000 foreign nationals who had received temporary stays to live and work in the United States under a special humanitarian exception. Yes, I'm not arguing the legality of this. Trump absolutely does have the right to revoke these, but does that mean it's right? Does that mean it's moral? Especially because these countries, they are still in a humanitarian crisis, and these people here have done nothing wrong. The so-called CHNV program was open to applicants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, Venezuela from 2023 until it was terminated by President Trump this year. We've covered this a few times, but the ball is now rolling, and yeah, here we are. Recipients of the notices from the Department of Homeland Security are encouraged to self-deport immediately. The move came 2 weeks after the Supreme Court ruled that the DHS can order CHNV participants to leave the country, even as they pursue a lawsuit challenging Trump's revocation of the Biden administration era program. If immigrants agree to self-deport using DHS's home mobile app, they will receive travel assistance and a $1,000 bonus upon arrival in their home country. And I wouldn't trust this. I wouldn't trust this for a moment. I wonder how many people are going to follow this, and then they get to their home country, and the government's just like, govern it. Why do I keep saying it like that? God, it's like I'm fucking downing a bottle of whiskey like Pete Hegseth. I promise I'm not. Like, you think that they're going to give you the $1,000? What obligation do they have to give you that $1,000? Their word? Like, as soon as you're in your home country, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when they don't pay you? Nothing, because there's nothing you can do. So do not self-deport. Do not follow this mobile app, because you might get the travel assistance to get there, but you ain't going to be getting $1,000 once you get there. A month ago, the Supreme Court allowed the Trump administration to revoke the protected status of nearly 350,000 more immigrants, all from Venezuela, who were allowed to remain in the U.S. under the temporary status program. Immigrants in the CHNV program that had been granted temporary 2-year stays after leaving their home countries because of conflicts there or unsafe living or working conditions. In a statement on the revocation of the CHNV program, DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin, bitch, accused the Biden administration of having lied to America. All right. Yeah, as DHS sent out notices to foreign nationals Thursday, Trump himself bemoaned the effort as his own administration's aggressive immigration enforcement actions were having on the farming, hotel, and leisure sectors, which sometimes employ undocumented workers. Yeah, this is funny. Our grape farmers and the people in the hotel and leisure business have been stating that our very aggressive policy on immigration is taking very good long-term workers away from them, with those jobs being almost impossible to replace, Trump wrote in a Truth Social post Thursday morning. Wow, self-awareness for once. Because it's almost like deporting I forget what the percentage of our workforce that immigrants make up, but it's almost like deporting millions of people is going to really wreck the workforce. Like, all I can think about is all these raids that took place in LA that were at like construction sites, obviously hotels, meat packing facilities. Like, you think that the business owners and like the employers are just going to be able to magically just keep going business as usual when you just deported half their workforce? Like, these people don't know how to think. And the people they're deporting, they're not going after violent criminals. They're not. They're going after people who are just trying to live here and live a better life. People who have been here for years, working, not committing a single crime, paying taxes into a system that they can't even benefit from. In many cases, the criminals allowed into our country by the very stupid Biden open borders policy are applying for those jobs. Trump wrote, "This is no good. We must protect our farmers, but get the criminals out of the USA." He wrote, "Changes are coming." Yes, I agree with getting actual real criminals out. I'm not talking about people who came here without paperwork. I'm talking about real violent criminals. Yeah. If you were only focusing on them, no one would care. No one would care. I certainly wouldn't care. Speaking to reporters later, Trump reiterated his belief that farmers were being harmed by administration's deportation regime. Farmers are being hurt badly. They have been very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years, and they're not citizens, but they've turned out to be great, Trump said. Motherfucker, this is what I've been trying to tell you. This is what people like me have been trying to tell you since day one of you being in office, since you were on the fucking campaign trail. Oh my God. We can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back, he said, in apparent reference to the deportation of undocumented agriculture workers that his administration has pursued. You know what we should be doing to people? Not just farmers, but undocumented people who have been here just working, not committing any actual crimes. We should be granting them a path to legal status. We should be giving them legal status because these are hard workers that came here to live a better life. They have families, they have kids, they have loved ones, they have friends. And they're just trying to work. That's all. That's literally all. These people should be fucking rewarded. Oh my God. You go into a farm and you look and people, they've been there for 20, 25 years and they've worked great and the owner of the farm loves them and everything else. This is literally the story about pretty much any business owner when it comes to undocumented or illegal immigrants working for them. They're like, these people are fucking great. These are the hardest workers on the planet. So we're going to have an order on that pretty soon. Pretty soon, I think we can't do that to our farmers in Leisure 2 hotels, the president said. The White House did not immediately reply to requests for additional details about what such an order might look like. Next, to the people who are like, follow the legal process, bro. Come here legally, bro. Well, as we've heard, you have people getting honeypotted at immigration hearings, courthouses, whether their case is dismissed, whether their case is whether they're approved to be here, they're extended. You have ICE agents waiting right outside the courtroom or right outside the courthouse to arrest them and deport them anyways. Follow the legal process, bro. Fuck you. ICE ramps up immigration arrests in courthouses across the U.S. This is from Axios. Immigration and custom enforcement agents, often dressed in plain clothes, are now arresting immigrants at courthouses nationwide, sometimes moments after their hearings end. Why it matters, the courthouse crackdown is part of a sweeping Trump administration effort to fast-track removals and increase the number of deportations this year, a strategy that's dramatically expanding who gets targeted and how. And just think about how much resources we're spending on this shit. Oh my God, that could be funneled back into actual good things, infrastructure projects, providing more affordable health care, increasing the minimum wage, just so many things. Under the Biden administration, the big picture, the recent ramp up following a January policy shift that authorizes ICE to target courthouse for the first time in years. As more advocates say, it's quietly upending the legal process for immigrants. Under the Biden administration, ICE was not allowed to conduct enforcement operations at or near courthouses. I wonder why. It's almost like the immigrants who are showing up to these courthouses, it's almost like they're trying to follow the legal process and they're being punished for it. And even green card holders. Remember Mohsen Badawi, who got an email being like, hey, you ready to come in and get your U.S. citizenship and become a naturalized citizen? Yeah, he went to that hearing and got arrested. Activists describe it as a trap, warning what courthouses are becoming enforcement zones where due process rights are eroding. How it works: an immigration court that dismisses the case, often because the Department of Homeland Security withdraws the charges or because the applicant has no active relief form removal, opens the door for ICE to swoop in and post dismissal, no longer restrained by a pending court case. These immigrants, if they've been in the U.S. for less than 2 years, are then arrested on site and fast tracked for deportation. Failure to appear at court results in a removal order called an absentia deportation order, driving the news. Under a February executive order from President Trump, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services is now defaulting to issuing notices to appear for anyone denied an immigration benefit, including asylum, green card, and work permits. The policy change increased the number of NTAs issued by the agency compared to under the Biden administration. ICE and Customs Border Protection also issued NTAs. Someone denied a visa extension can now be swept into removal proceedings even without a criminal record. NTAs are also being issued to immigrants who commit fraud, including giving false information to an employer. State of play. The policy shift has supercharged the deportation pipeline and contributed to a surge of courthouse arrests across the country. By the numbers, federal immigration authorities have launched deportation proceedings against more than 22,100 immigrants since late February, according to the new USCIS data out Thursday. USCIS is now issuing 1,840 NTAs every week, including hundreds tied to asylum and temporary protected status cases, per new agency figures. Zoom in recent weeks, ICE officers have ramped up arrests in immigration courts in numerous cities, from Seattle, Phoenix, San Antonio, and New York City. At Denver's immigration court, for example, at least 8 immigrants, including 2 young children, have been detained by ICE in the last 2 weeks, according to local organizers. Yeah, you're really keeping our community safe. What a joke. What they're saying, Denver activists say the arrests are fueling fear and signal a collapse of due process. Due process has been collapsed, dog. The truth here is that jackboots of ICE are terrorizing immigrant communities that are trying to take advantage of the due process of law that are entitled to. Denver immigration attorney Hans Mayer said at a press conference last week. Now immigrants are questioning if the legal way is really the right way. There's no right way. Like, we have made it clear as a country that we don't want you. And that's just sad. Jennifer Piper, the American Friends Service Committee's Denver program director, added, what we are watching with ICE under pressure to triple daily detainments to 3,000. Daily detainments to 3,000. 3,000 a day. Oh my God. More arrests in sensitive locations, including courthouses, are coming. Oh yeah, just follow the legal process, bro. Just come here legally, bro. Like, people who are coming here legally are being deported. People who are going through the actual legal process are being deported. Like, and that all aside, Trump is making the legal process even harder. Like, Biden did some efforts like opening up immigration offices in Latin America and just across South America to Central America, to essentially streamline immigration and make the legal process easier so that less people come here illegally. Trump shut all those down. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't give a fuck about paperwork. I don't give a fuck if someone comes here without proper documentation. I just don't. I don't. You know what I care about? Are you a violent criminal? No. Okay, good. Have you committed any violent crimes? No. Good. Have you? All right. Get the fuck out or sit in one of our jails, whatever. Are you a hard worker just trying to live a better life? Are you contributing to our country by working and paying taxes? Yes? Then great. We're going to streamline the process to get you legal status. Like, I'm so tired. I am so tired of listening and reading these stories about mothers, fathers, uncles being deported, being ripped away from their families under this bullshit guise of making our community safer. Like, imagine if this happened to you. Imagine if this happened to someone you knew, someone you cared about. Like, this shit is gutting, man. It fucking hurts to anyone who actually has the slightest bit of empathy and just care about human rights. God, like, seriously, have some fucking empathy. Open your eyes and realize that immigrants aren't the reason. They aren't the reason that we don't have free healthcare. They aren't the reason that we don't have a livable minimum wage. They aren't the reason for our shit infrastructure. They aren't the reason that higher education is just like damn near like impossible to afford for any American, whether you're unless you're in like the top fucking 5% of the country. Um, it's all scapegoating, and while they rip families apart, while they're doing that, and you're going, yeah, fuck these people. They're cutting social safety net programs that help you. They're cutting taxes for the rich. They're giving hundreds of billions of dollars to the military while doing nothing to actually improve your life and address the systemic issues of this country. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.